word tempo means?
Yeah, like that's the speed. Of
Speed,
yeah,
yes.
Speed.
And do you remember what language tempo is from? Or remember, you might not have ever been told by anyone.
Is it
I can't remember.
Is it
Yes,
Italian?
yes,
Yeah.
good. Okay. So, can you name 3 tempo markings possible?
I did not practice these, but I think so. Maybe
Okay.
there was.
What's your best guess?
Hmm.
They're on the last page.
Yeah, they're on the previous page. One is they all start with
Yeah.
One is adagio.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that the
Yes.
slowest one?
Yes.
Solemnly. Yeah. And then the next one is andante.
Andante.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
And that one is like normal speed, walking speed.
Tempo.
Yeah. And then
Allegro. Yeah.
Okay. Allegro is quickly.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And kind of cheerful usually.
Okay.
Like. Yeah. So tempo markings tell you speed
Mhm.
and mood.
Mhm.
So remember how I said like dynamic markings only tell you one thing,
Mhm.
volume, and never anything else?
Mhm.
Well, tempo markings usually imply both speed and mood, like they're kind of connected.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. And if you don't look at the page for a second, I wonder, do you know what DC Alfine means?
Yeah, it was what I just did in this song. It's when you end the song, then you go back to the beginning, and then you go until it says Alfine, right?
Alfine.
Alfine.
And do you know what language those words are from?
Is that also Italian?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm just guessing
The
here.
answer is always Italian.
Okay.
Or, most of the time. There are some exceptions. But, like the piano was sort of invented in Italy, Cristofori, so. That's why its name is piano. It's short for pianoforte, because the piano was like the first instrument that could really change volume for like a keyboard instrument that wasn't an organ. Like the harpsichord couldn't. It was just one volume no matter how hard a something played. So Italian is always a safe guess. And do you know what DC stands for? Da capo.
Okay.
Can you say that?
Da capo.
Right. And so if you see it on the page there, you can remember it means from the top.
Okay.
Because if you covered up the last letter, you'd have cap, like a cap you put on top of your head, or on top of a lid, or like a captain is like probably a high rank, I think. So it just means it's like a different type of repeat sign, because you go back to the beginning, but this time you stop when it says fine. And fine just means like, we're finished now, guys. Yeah, so, okay. And now let's go on to Just Being Me. I see you did some
I had
highlighting,
to
some
highlight
little
it.
marking of the score. Wonderful. And performance tempo. It's a tough one.
Do you want me to repeat that?
No, it's okay. But I'll ask you a couple questions. So, but no, stay on this page because you don't have the answers. So,
Okay.
Do you remember what a time signature is?
Time signature is at the beginning, and it tells you how many beats are in a measure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Good.
Yeah.
What part of the time signature tells you how many beats are in every measure?
The top.
Yes. Wow. I really admire your initiative. You're such a good student. Like, you like that word student. It's like that's how you act. It's like you go and like you go for this. Like I haven't even told you any of this and you've learned it because you've watched the tutorials and read the books, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you.
It feels great for me because like it feels like you're really interested in this, you know.
Yeah.
I love it. So, where do you find a time signature?
It's at the beginning of the composition or the piece.
Mm-hmm. And where do you find a tempo marking?
That's also at the beginning. That's like at the top.
Right
like
above
usually,
the time signature.
Okay,
Yeah.
above the time signature.
Do you know what the bottom number of the time signature means? It's kind of hard to understand. Maybe not for you though.
Yeah. No,
I
I know.
don't know. You surprised me a few
I
times.
know. Thank you for believing me. I'm not sure though. Because we haven't changed that. We've changed the top number.
Yeah. So the bottom number tells you which kind of note gets one beat.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So far there's always a 4 on the bottom. If there's a 4 on the bottom, which kind of note gets one beat?
Quarter note.
Quarter note.
Yeah.
Which is a different way of saying 1/4.
Mhm.
So the quarter note gets 1/4 of the available beats in the measure because we have 4 beats. So, but we say quarter note, not half note, or not 1/4 note.
Right.
And they call it other things in Europe. They call it a crotchet note, I think. I don't know why. Why would you want to call it that? I'm sure there's some good reason, but yeah. And you learned a new time signature in this unit. Do you know what it was?
Is it 3/4?
3/4 time.
3/4 time. Okay.
Yeah, 3/4 time. And how many beats are in every measure in 3/4 time?
There's 4 beats. Oh, I'm sorry, no, 3 beats.
3 beats.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
how do
3
you know there are 3 beats in 3/4 time?
When you look at the time signature, you see your 3 above a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter what the 3 is
And then-
above. You see a 3 on top.
3 on top. Okay.
Because the top number tells you how many beats per measure.
Okay.
And in 3/4 time, which kind of note gets 1 beat?
A quarter note.
How do you know the quarter note gets 1 beat?
Because of the bottom
Because the bottom number
is a 4
yes.
of the time signature.
Yeah, because the bottom number of the time signature is a 4.
Okay.
Yeah. And you also learned a new rhythmic value in this unit. So you already knew these notes with a black note head and a stem are called what kind of notes?
Say that these notes?
Mhm.
They're quarter notes.
And quarter notes get how many beats?
They get 1 beat.
And the notes that have a white note head and a stem What are those called?
Those are called half notes.
And they get,
2 beats.
and then the white note heads with no stem, they just look like circle,
Whole notes.
whole notes, and they get,
4 beats.
and so the new one you learned, you had 1, and then you had 2, and then you had 4, but this time you learned?
There was the 3/4. 3/4. Was it a 3/4 note? No, I don't remember.
A dotted half note.
A dotted half note. Yeah.
Hooray.
Yeah. There's a dot right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I don't think it says this in this book, so just
Okay.
like try to memorize this, okay? A dot adds half the value of the note which precedes the dot.
Okay. Got it.
So you know a half note gets how many beats?
A half note would get 3 beats, so a half note would get 2 beats,
and half of 2 is
half of 2 is 1.
1 plus 2 is 3.
Okay.
Good. And then you learned one other thing, a little curved line. Do you remember what that was called?
Is there one on here?
Mm-mm.
Curved line.
Yeah,
Oh,
curved
the-
line connecting
oh,
more than one note.
I forget what it's called, but
What does it mean?
So it connects notes.
Like if there was one here.
Yeah. So it just makes the note. You hold the note for the whole time, so it can increase the length of how you hold a note.
So you hold for the combined value.
Combined value of that. Yeah.
And can a tie connect
Tie.
different, oh yeah, and it's called
Yeah.
a tie.
Yeah.
Sorry. And
Mhm.
can a tie connect pitches that are different, or do the pitches have to be the same?
At least for now, we've done them when they're the same.
They have to be the
They
same.
have to be the same. Okay.
Because how can you hold a pitch
Yeah.
if it's not the same
That's right.
pitch you're
Yeah.
stepping then? So that's not
Not
possible.
Okay.
A tie is a curved line that
Mhm.
connects pitches that are repeated pitches,
Mhm.
and you hold for the combined value of both pitches, or however many pitches are tied together, and you just keep counting for a long time. And but why would you want to add a tie? Why not just write, like, if I had a tie here, why not just put a dotted half note or something? Like, why would I ever need to use a tie if I was
Like-
writing a song?
I think in the other songs I've seen it when you do it between measures, or between yeah between measures.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh my goodness! Wow, you are so smart every time. Yes, it's a way of cheating the system. Because if you're in 3/4 time and you're like, I want a note that lasts for 4 beats, though, you can be like, screw you, bar line, and just like tie across the bar line. So yeah, it's a way of cheating the time signature,
Okay.
and you're still following the rules, so it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, that is so perceptive of you. Good job. Because we didn't talk about that before, did we?
No.
Yeah. So good for you. All right, so we have this last one. Go for the gold. And then I cannot even scroll any farther. Whoa. I think everything's okay. We don't need you anymore. Okay, is it Old Saw the first one in the unit?
I think so.
Or is it Stratton?
Yeah, we did Stratton.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. So Old Saw, Stratton in the middle. Okay, now I go.
We have something.
It's matched. Isn't this kind of an annoying song? The lyrics. Thank your sweater. Now go to bed. It's like you have an annoying babysitter or
Yeah.
something. I would cancel this song.
Yeah.
We don't need it. Played a lot of notes today. And let's turn the page.
Did I?
You're doing everything damn pretty little the fancy way. It is so pretty. It's really pretty. You don't even have to lift between the two tracks. Just let the air move. Sounds very modern. Down, just jump up high. Oh no.
Oh, sorry,
It's okay,
I lost
it's
you.
okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You haven't practiced it that way. It's clearly clean. Wow. Yeah, like, you're moving so fast. Like, normally I would kind of like introduce experimenting with those in the beginning, but since you just learned all these on your own, I'm just gonna have to just say all the stuff to you in your marathon video, I guess.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
No,
But
it's
you're
good.
just going so fast, you know?
Yeah,
through all
thank
this.
you.
Yeah, it's great. Okay. Oh, wow, you landed in all the right places.
This one is hard.
It is. You must be counting. so sad. Good job not looking down at your hands when you're switching hands. And not stumbling on the repeated notes and the dotted half notes. Very nice. So, Herman, I just want to say, like, I'm trying to think of ways of communicating to you how well you're doing. And so, like, in like a specific way. So, usually, this right here is such a miserable thing for me. Because I usually have to like drill this like 5 million times, and they're like looking up and down. Yeah, it's really hard. And like the repeated note, that throws people off. Remembering to count to 3, that throws people off. And so this page is usually like minutes and minutes and minutes of lesson time of drilling and drilling and drilling. And you just came in and played practice and performance tempo for the first time for me, and it was perfect. You know what I mean? So it's like, that is way above average. That's like really good work. Yeah. So I appreciate all the work you put into this. Wow. I'm so impressed. And I don't know, like, do you feel, like, when you're playing that one, you can tell it's sad, right? Do you kind of feel that as you're playing it? Because I felt like I could feel an emotional response to what you were playing. Like, it didn't just sound like pushing the keys like a robot, right? Are you allowing yourself to sort of, like, enjoy the music as you're playing?
For sure.
It's like you somehow have to think about all these things, right? But hopefully you can enjoy it too, right? And like, and feel what the feelings are supposed to be happening, right?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm starting to get there.
Good.
I'm not fully there, but I'm starting to get there.
Yeah. And so like, it's like the whole point of counting is so you don't have to count, really, right? So you, but that's the way you can get your body to feel it. And so at some point you don't have to think about it. Your body just like responds when it sees the symbol, just like when you read, right? You don't have to think about what sound an A makes or whatever. So you're like really on track to that, but it's like sometimes it's hard to think about the like feelings and making music at the beginning, because you do have to think so much about everything you're doing still. But if you can try to still let yourself enjoy what you're doing, even though it is, everything is hard right now, that is a great start, because music should always bring you joy. So the step waltz. So cute. Here's another moment where I have to say something to you about this song, because you're supposed to know this from this song, magically. Do you know what a waltz is?
I know it's a type of dance.
Yes. Yeah, it's a type of dance. And do you know anything about like what a waltz looks like or what it means or anything?
So, like people are usually spinning around.
Yeah, they do. And
That's
like
all I
these
know.
bunnies in this picture, they are holding each other in each other's arms, right? So it was a dance that was popular in the 1800s, and so this is a world where two different art forms intersect, dance and music. Dance is almost inseparable from music. I mean, otherwise you're just sort of like flopping your arms around, I think. But like, so I don't know anything much about dance history at all. But this, so I'm just telling you dance history from a musician's perspective, which is all I know. So there may be more details to this that a person who really knows about dance would say. But so the predecessor to the waltz was the minuet. Does that pull up any like mental images for you?
Minuet.
That was like during Bach's time.
Okay.
So if you picture like George Washington
Okay.
or Marie Antoinette,
Okay.
you know, she was way later. But like those big white wigs
Okay.
and like
Okay.
really stiff clothes,
Mhm.
like and like it's hard to move and they're facing each other but they don't touch each other, right? And so the waltz was the first like public party dance, from what I understand, where you touched each other. And so like if you ever read like Jane Austen novels or like period literature, you know, they'll be like, oh, I would only ever dance the waltz with my brother or my husband or my father, because only like a floozy would dance the waltz with someone she wasn't like related to or married to, right? Because you're touching each other. So at that time it was kind of like
their
dirty
dancing.
dancing, or, yeah, it's like revolutionary or whatever. That's my understanding of it. But a waltz, is always in 3/4 time, sometimes 6/8, but it's the same thing. So a waltz is in 3/4 time. So that's an important thing to remember about the waltz. So anytime you see the title says waltz, you know you are not going to be in duple meter. You're not going to be in 4 ever. So yeah, and let's turn the page. Oh, we're at the bottom. I can't scroll anymore. Oh, I love this one. This is like my favorite one in the whole book. Especially this time of day. It's so cozy. And my cats aren't even here for it. Aww. You should sing the words.
You can sing the words.
This time next year, you'll be watching to sing the words and I won't even have to ask. You'll see. No words about the sleepy kitten, I guess.
Kittens are
Last
fun to
song.
sleep.
Yeah. Wow, you landed in time. Good for you. Are you ready for your last song in level 1 ever? I can't believe it. In 20 lessons. Wow. Write down your work. Yay! Hooray! Wow, that's probably a good
Do I
feeling.
cancel that?
Give yourself
Okay.
2 thumbs up first. And then I just have to exit out. And then I have to save it first, and then I can change the name of it. But then